Okay, so last week I showed you essentially the basics of how your DAW is set up and how everything's going to work and what to do, and essentially the basics of recording. You can now record. If you haven't watched that video, watch it.
Like
I'll link to it up there.
Like your hinges, your handle, and your frame and everything.
The joke has already been made.
It's all really vital stuff.
Yeah. If you like running jokes, Joe's going to be here to make DAW jokes all through this series. Today I'm going to talk to you about a plugin called an EQ. That's called an equalizer. We call it EQ because we're lazy. An EQ will give you the ability to change the volume of certain frequencies within an audio stream. Essentially meaning that you can turn the low bits louder and you can turn the high bits quieter, etc, etc. And I'm going to show you that and how to use it effectively to do guitar. I'm going to do guitar today because I was going to do all the band thing, but I haven't got a bass yet. So we're just going to do guitar for today. Let's go over there. Okay, here we are. I'm gonna show you just a bit of this, what I've recorded, because it sounds kind of nice and I kind of like it. I'm gonna be using this track for every single video, and then we're gonna build on this track to essentially have it to a finished mastered quality. Whether or not I'll go past this one little chord sequence or not, I don't know. But I'll show you it. Here you go. Hope you like that, because you're going to be hearing a lot of it. Okay, so we've go over to the mixer, where we can put in our plugins, so the Oz effects here. I've already got pedal and amp set up, just because it's going through a pedal and an amp. This is all virtual. It's going through a little vintage drive pedal, and it's going through a knockoff Fender amp. All these came free with Logic, so if you might have some free. I know Cubase, as of Cubase 6, comes with a really good set of VST amps, and it's really good. It's called Amprac, I believe. That's good. Pro Tools, I believe, has the same kind of thing. Everything has one, you just need to find it. So if you just kind of go into your plugins and find Minds under Amps and Pedals, yours will be under something different. Try and find it, or just use a real amp and record it up with a mic. Record it up with a mic, yes, let's keep it at that. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to set a gate, just because you kind of need a gate. That's essentially, what a gate does is it turns a certain range of volume, and anything below that volume, it will, not delete, but just not play. So if I play you this, it's, you can hear a little bit of noise. Yeah, that is just like the amp, just kind of natural noise. If I put a gate on, you will see that it disappears. I will set it on loop, and I'll just put a gate on, and you'll see the difference. Except it's got a handle. A gate is very similar to a door.
A fence door.
Okay, so here in the gate, this is the threshold. This is all that you really need. You could go more complex with it, but for what I'm using it for, you don't really need to. So if I put it all the way down and hit play, you'll hear the noise. And then if I just slowly move it up, the noise will eventually go. There. Also, there's a little activity thing here, so if I go below again, so the noise comes, the activity, I'm pointing with my actual finger, the activity goes to a amber color, which means it's letting sound out. If I bring it up again, and it's gone. Okay, let's go to an EQ, because that's why you're here. Loads of different types of EQs, so you've got like your channel EQ, and just go to a normal EQ. It looks something like this. Now, Logic one tends to look better. It just looks a lot nicer than a normal EQ, but really everything works the same. You have all these different points. These disappear when you're not using them, so that's really annoying. Essentially, this is a frequency spectrum. The numbers here represent hertz. The human ear can listen between like 20 and 20,000. I'm not going to go into the theory behind all this stuff because it's very, 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 very boring. So we can listen between 20 and 20,000. I'll show you essentially how it works, and the best way to do that is to, oh, it's still playing. So I'll just play it and I'll just show you how it works. I'll pull this up, and obviously it's making it louder, that's making it quieter, and I'll just go up the frequency spectrum and you'll see how it works. So I'll not talk and you can just listen to that. Okay, so this is essentially your tool to make your song sound good. You're going to record it and you're going to record it to the best that you can, but not always do you get the ideal. So an EQ is essentially used to just slightly perfect what you have. There is no point in recording something bad and expecting to make it better with this. It does not work. Same as, say, taking a photograph. If you take a photograph and you can't really see what it is that you're taking a photograph of, and then you try and edit it so that you can, it's not really going to work. You can make a good photograph better, you can't make a crap photograph good.
You can't polish a poo.
Yeah, you can't polish a turd. You'll hear that said a lot in the music. If you watch more EQ videos on YouTube, so you'll hear that a lot, yeah, don't polish a turd. You can't polish a turd, don't polish a turd. Do polish a turd, but you won't get very good results. So I'm going to go through it and I'm going to just, I'm not going to speak, I'm just going to EQ this guitar and kind of show you how little actually needs to be done and then how big of a difference it actually makes. Okay, a little something like that. That sounds pretty good to me. Now, if you look, there's not very much of a change. Like, the biggest change, like, is here, and it's only minus 45 decibels. It's not very much. But what I'll do is I'll turn it on and then turn it off, and I'll just show you the difference. This bottom end taken off is because the guitar, if the guitar's making any noise that low, it's going to sound crap. That's like rumble. That's what makes your heart feel like it's been punched when you're at a gig. The guitars don't make good sounding noise down there. Took a bit of the top end off too, because that's like the really high pitched hiss or like a little tinkle that I don't know, it just doesn't sound very good, so knock it off. You don't have to. Most people tell you that you should, so I do. So I'll just play it now and I'll show you it on and I'll show you it off. Okay, so without the EQ, it sounds a lot muddier. It sounds a little bit, a bit kind of, yeah. Well, muddy is the right word. I was going to think of another word, but muddy is the word. The way that you tend to get a muddy sound is around the 500 hertz. I always do this for every single guitar that I ever record. I always knock 500 hertz off a bit. I'll show you. I'll turn it up and then I'll turn it back down. It just doesn't sound good. I'll show you. So that's the basics of what an EQ does. I'm not going to try and show you like little techniques for distorted guitar or like slap bass and stuff like that, because really you want to experiment yourself, and there's better people online that can show you exactly how to EQ each individual instrument. I just want to show you how an EQ works and what it does. A little thing to note is this button here changes how wide of an influence it has. So if I make it really wide, it influences a lot more. So you obviously can see it comes all the way over here now. And if I make it really, really thin, it only has a little influence there. As well as this changes the width, this changes the volume. As well as you can just obviously drag it. So that is essentially all that an EQ is and what it does. And it's probably the most powerful tool that you can have while recording. So use it and use it well. And that's that. Have some fun with it. And I hope this helped. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Dirty fucking pig, honestly. If I was Muslim, I'd be so offended by that. Oh, Leonard, don't. I'll part you like the fucking Red Sea if you do that again.
Bye-bye.